What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy,
And I'm Jade.
and together we are married. And, we are back at it. If you missed us, we are here with the New Heights Marriage Podcast. We're excited you're here.
Yes, we're excited you're here. It's been a minute since we've done a podcast.
Yes.
So,
It's been like 2 years.
2 years?
So, so if you were with us with the many iterations of this podcast, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for being here.
And so we're just going to go ahead and assume that not many of you are. And so we are going to, I think, just introduce ourselves
Cool.
tonight. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea. So who are you?
Well, I am both a intelligent and handsome man.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I agree.
So I always apologize to you for having to marry me.
Why?
I don't know. Am I different from what you thought I would be?
Yes.
Yes.
In the best way.
In the best way possible.
In the best way.
And so, but we are, Jeremy and Jade, we live in the beautiful state of Alabama. And so, specifically, should we tell our town
Sure.
and our address?
Yeah.
And so, but we are from a little small town. I guess it's small. Is it city? Is Hueytown a city?
Yeah.
Like a big city or a small city?
Did you just ask if Hueytown was
Anyway.
a big city?
I told you. I'm sorry. You married me. But we are from Hueytown, Alabama, just right outside Birmingham. And we're married.
We're married.
And so Jade and I are wedding videographers. Almost said that wrong. I always say it wrong. That's why I just say wedding filmmakers. So
Wow.
we are wedding filmmakers. We've been doing that for a long time. And so we're full-time into it. This is my third year full-time into that job. And Jade is 1 year in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep,
so
just over a year.
Yep. We have a beautiful baby boy named Teddy. You'll hear about him
Yes.
maybe in the next episode or so. Maybe we can get Teddy on here.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
Teddy's napping.
Yes. Teddy is not napping. He is down for the night.
Yeah, down for the night. That's what I meant.
And so mom and dad are sneaking off to do some podcasting at 8:30 at
Yeah.
night.
I was about to
And
say,
so,
it feels like midnight.
If this gets crazy.
8:30.
I don't know if anybody else does this, but we definitely go to sleep as early as possible. And so
Yes.
mom and dad life. But we're excited to be back, man. Excited. We love marriage. We love weddings. We love families. We love all those things. And so this podcast is just an exploration of those things. And maybe we can learn something from each other. Maybe you'll be entertained or informed. What you think?
Maybe a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. And so,
Or maybe you hate it
or maybe you hate us.
and you don't ever want
In
to
which
listen to it
case-
again. That's fine.
Leave us just a 5-star review and go your way. You know. So, Jade-
Me.
tell us about you.
Me? Well, I'm Jade. I'm your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Mom to Teddy.
Before
Awesome.
all those things, go back.
Go back.
Go back. Who are you?
Well, what do you want me to say?
I mean, who are you? Where do you come from?
Well,
Tell us about your family.
my parents, Dathan and Jason Whitfield. I was formerly called Jade Whitfield before I was married.
Yeah.
And
Every now and again, you act like a Whitfield.
Thank you.
I like to let you know that.
Formerly Jade Whitfield, formerly a 4th grade school teacher. Yeah, that's me.
That's you. There's so much about you.
So much. Too much to cover in one podcast.
So, well, let's tell people our story. I
Cool.
think that would be
It's a good place to start.
a good place to start as we go on the marriage podcast journey. And so, Jade and I met, what year was it? Oh my gosh, how long have we been together?
How long have we been?
See, this
When
is,
did-
we have reached a level. I never thought we'd reach this level of
or we
marriage.
forget things.
But we forget everything.
When did we have a first date?
Mm-hmm.
That was in the year 20. No, that was in the year 2010.
2010? That sounds about right. 13 years.
2010.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And so how Jade and I met and our journey, or how our dating journey started, is Jade's brother, Bo,
Yes.
was a good friend of mine. We played music. We did sports together in high school, all those kind of things. Jade is 3-4 years younger than I am.
4.
4. I like to say 3 because it makes me seem less creepy. And so,
Should we say our current ages?
yeah.
Jeremy is 34, and I'm currently 30, if you cared to know.
And so we met, 13 years ago. So I was around 20.
We actually met way before this.
Way before that, because I've always known about you.
Yeah.
You've always known about me.
And you came to the same church. I don't know. if
We've
you
always
already
gone to
said
church
that.
together. And so,
Yeah. But actually, I think I had my eye on you around 2009. And I think our first date was around 2010. You know?
it's just how life works out. And so, but Jay's brother was my friend, and which brought a little bit of contention, I guess, when we decided that we liked one another.
Let's quickly, I know we've got a lot to cover.
Yeah.
Let's just quickly share our first date story. I think it's a great story.
I think it's a terrific story.
It's where it
Several
all
things
began.
happened where I knew that you were the one. And so I decided, Jade's parents knew me. Yes, I was older. Yes, it's a little creepy, but not so much. But Jade's parents knew me like their own son. And so they knew me. I was around the house all the time. I went to church with them. Like we said, Jade's dad was my pastor. And so I asked her on a date. I can't remember if I asked them first. I don't think I would have. But anyway, I definitely
Yeah, I
asked them
don't
if I
think
could marry you.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you asked me on the first date, and I asked the permission.
You're like, hey, that sounds exactly like you.
I know I asked permission, and they were like, yeah.
So we went to McCalla, for those who are around this area, you know, the movie theater in McCalla. First, we went and had Mexican habaneros. I'm pretty sure all you ate was cheese dip.
That's weird.
That was weird. But, you know, like when you go on those dates early on, you don't want to eat in front of each other and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but I'm pretty sure we definitely had Mexican, and we definitely went to the movies. I know you'll know the movie we saw. Can you name it?
Marley and Me.
Marley and Me, if you don't know, was Owen Wilson, Jennifer Aniston.
I think so. I have not watched that movie since.
Well, you didn't watch it then either. And so,
Okay.
it's a long movie about the life of a dog, which is beautiful and sweet and all that stuff. But Jade fell asleep and was snoring, which has become a recurring theme
I think you're lying.
in our lives. You were snoring in the movie theater.
I do not believe
We were on
you.
the back row, and you were snoring. There's no doubt about
I
it.
do not believe you.
And so,
Oh, and my brother showed up at the movie theater to spy on us.
so
That's the best part.
I think we're getting popcorn, and we look around,
Yeah.
and your brother's buying tickets. Not to that movie, because I guess he didn't know which one we would go to.
Yeah, he was there.
But he was there. He was definitely spying. So,
And I'm
Bo, if
pretty
you're
sure
listening to this,
I either text or called my mom for the dramatics and was like, what is he doing here? He's spying on me. And I was just really dramatic. He might have just been going to the movie. I don't know. There's
Nah.
not much to do around
oh,
here.
he was, yeah, but he was definitely checking up. And so
So, yeah, that's when we knew.
went to Marley and Me. Jade fell asleep about halfway through the movie and was snoring. And I was just like, this is the girl, man. This is it. And so, all right. I want to know if you remember the first time, and this is a fun story, the first time I told you I loved you. Or that you told me you loved me.
That I told you?
Or I think it was both of us. I'm pretty sure you reciprocated it.
Was in the car?
No.
Okay. Then I do not remember.
It was during a birthday celebration. This was also the time I asked you to be my girlfriend for the first time.
My birthday?
And it was very extreme that I said, be my girlfriend, and I love you all at the same time, but I guess it worked out.
Was it my birthday?
It was your birthday.
Oh.
Where were we?
The movies?
Nope. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you don't remember this. And I have a terrible memory.
Oh, where were we?
We were at Red Lobster,
Oh.
and I asked you
yeah.
to be my girlfriend. And you remember I don't know if anybody remembers this, but Red Lobster, if you've ever been to Red Lobster, this is off a tangent.
I don't think we've been to a Red
But
Lobster since.
we've never been to one since, I don't think. The doors are automatic, like they're motion censored at this one fancy Red Lobster, I guess. But you remember the power went out. Do you remember this at all? We were sitting, you took off school for your birthday. We went and had Red Lobster, but the power went out.
Yeah.
And all the doors slammed, and it was like right by us, and it scared the crap out of us.
I do remember that actually now.
And then I don't remember how it happened, but I think I asked you to be my girlfriend.
Over a cheese biscuit.
Over a cheese biscuit and a little
Be my
shrimp
girlfriend.
scampi. Will you be my girlfriend?
Wow.
Power went out, which may have been a sign from God or the other place. So,
Maybe I should have ran.
one of those. And so, but yep. So we have been together ever since.
Yeah, so dated through my junior and senior year,
Mm-hmm.
and then through college
We went to college together for a little while
at UAB.
at UAB.
Go Blazers.
Jade graduated. I did not.
Yep.
And so, but it was a good time.
It was a good time. And then obviously in college, I knew we were going to get married or get engaged at some point, or I
Mhm.
hoped.
Yeah.
But I was very particular or
Adamant.
adamant that I wanted to wait until I was done with college before we got engaged. You
Yes,
know,
very much so.
education and all my schooling was high on
All
the
that
priority list at the time. So in December of 2015, at my graduation, still in my cap and gown, Jeremy got down on one knee to propose.
And I will always tell this story because it's the greatest thing ever. I was faking to get pictures, and we had a friend there shooting it, and we were taking pictures, all the family and stuff, and then I had all the family go away, and we were going to take pictures, and I could not get the ring out of my back pocket. It was like stuck. It was in the days of skinny jeans, and it was very tight in my back pocket. And then I go down on one knee, and the first words out of Jade's mouth. Can I say that on this podcast?
Sure, why not?
Do I have to make it explicit for one curse word?
I don't know.
I don't know. Jade said, "What the hell are you doing?" I said, "I'm trying to propose." And so, but I went down, asked her to marry me, and it was a good day.
And you said, what'd you say? Something to the effect of, you said you wanted to wait until you graduated, and I don't want to wait another minute. No, wait another day.
I
What
said,
did you say?
I can't remember. It was something like that. It was real romantic.
It was really
Just
sweet.
just picture real big romance.
It was really sweet. And it really did catch me off guard. I think I was just very overwhelmed with graduating and finishing up student teaching, graduating. And I was just thinking about all those things. And I hoped, I think, in the back of my mind that
And I added more stress
It was-
to the situation.
no, you did not. I think I might have had it in the back of my mind, but I was definitely not expecting it that day for sure. And the only thing I wish is that I was not in my cap and gown. Thank you.
I thought he looked cute in it.
Thank you.
And so, but yeah, so asked Jay to marry me. It was great. The one thing, if there was a regret from asking you from that whole day, is your parents gave me bad advice. Because I obviously went to your parents and asked them, "Hey, can I marry your daughter?" And they said, "Well, we hope so. Y'all been dating forever." And so, but then there was like, "Don't tell Charlotte and Daryl," which is Jade's Nana and Paw. And they're like, they'll ruin it and all this. I think they were worried about them ruining the surprise, which probably would have happened.
Yeah.
Also, nobody was good enough for Jade, and so,
I think every grandparent thinks that.
yeah, and so. But I remember going to eat after. We had this big plan to go eat with everybody after. And I remember it being so awkward with your grandparents because they were either, I don't think they were unhappy where I asked you, but they were unhappy that I didn't ask them before. And that was advice from your parents.
Their
So,
fault.
It was their fault because I was thinking about asking them. And I remember your Nana saying these words, "I hope it's a long engagement." It was a lot of fun, though.
Well, I was about to say on the bright side, I just remember all the happy stuff. So
Yeah. and it was good. We went to
Went to-
Orlando
Yeah.
like the week after for a graduation
We had a little
/
graduation party that
engagement
night
trip.
/ engagement party. And then we quickly went to Orlando, I think the next weekend.
Yep.
To celebrate. And it was super fun just being engaged and thinking about the next step. It was
Yep.
awesome.
That was fun.
So then it wasn't a super long engagement, I think 10 months. So we got engaged December 2015, and then we got married the next year, October 22nd, 2016.
2016.
So not even a year later.
Not even a year later. And it's a beautiful wedding. All our friends there. I don't remember. It's funny because we shoot weddings now. Back then we had just started. And so we would have done 100 things differently. And this is advice for anybody getting married, like do what makes you happy on that day. And not that we weren't happy. It was beautiful.
It was great.
But it's just like we didn't take it in, I don't feel like.
Yeah. That's
Or you
true.
might have, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, what was I going to say?
She forgot. It's 8:30, y'all.
It's like, no, it went great. Oh, I was going to say this. It was also, I had always told my parents that I didn't want to have a wedding
Yeah.
and that I just wanted to have like a small, more like elopement style wedding. And I think you would have been totally game for that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I had like this moment of fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you graduate, a lot of friends and people you know were getting married. And I was just so scared
Yeah.
that I was going to regret not having a wedding.
Mhm.
So that's kind of how we went through with the wedding, to my parents' surprise. I think probably to your surprise a little bit. So,
It was good.
But it was beautiful. Beautiful October, cool day.
It was cool. Wasn't too hot.
And yeah,
It was nice.
I think everybody looks back and sees things they might change, but especially us, since this is what we do.
Yeah, yeah. One thing, I'm a planner and very organized and very detailed. Some would say anal. I would disagree with those people. But I remember getting really bad advice. I got a lot of bad advice through this whole thing.
Yeah.
But I got really bad advice early on where it was a dude. It was like, hey, bro, just let her make all the decisions. Just stay out of it. Whatever she says, just don't get too involved and let her make all the decisions. And I was like, okay, bro, okay. And come to find out later that frustrated you and your mom and everybody.
That was,
But I was like, I was just trying to do what you're supposed to do. I didn't know. So that's completely opposite of how I really am. I would have been, so involved. But
yes, luckily my mom helped me do most of the planning. And actually, now that I think about it, I don't know if you did help with a lot of the planning.
I didn't.
So
I didn't. I
thanks
picked the
for
cake.
that. Thanks for that.
The cake was good.
Appreciate it.
And so, but we got married. Almost immediately started on the journey of being in business together, and we'll do another podcast about that. But it's been good so far.
So I was
ahead.
about to say, man, it's hard doing a podcast at 8:30 at night.
Brain not functioning.
Yeah, we after we got married, we just kind of did our thing.
Got a house.
We got a house the summer before we got married, so we were just doing our thing. I was
Extremely stressful.
in my first year of teaching, having no idea what I was doing, and also getting married in the middle of school year, kind of difficult. And then you were working in sales, and then
Hated it.
yeah.
Yeah. School was stressful. Working in sales was stressful. So there's a lot of stress. Plus you're like new into this thing. Newlyweds and all that kind of stuff. And so, but it was good.
It was a good time.
Definitely ups and downs and all that kind of stuff. We recently, just last September, decided to take over with some friends Jade's parents' church and pastor that. And that has been just a fun journey. And so it's been a big learning. It's been absolutely rewarding and awesome. And luckily it's our church family, so it was an easy transition, but just a lot of stuff there, and we'll talk about that in another podcast, I'm sure. I don't want to get ahead, but
there's so many things.
There's so many things, so many stories.
Yeah, I was going to say church has always been like a huge part of our lives. We met technically at church, and we've been going to the same church this whole time. And so, yeah, we do that too. So it's just
We'll tell you in another episode all the things we do, just to try to make it in this life and get the most out of it. And so, but this has been like our intro, our journey.
And I was going to say, we're coming up on I don't even know. Okay, this is a bad thing about not teaching anymore is you don't write the date every day.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, and the fact that we have a child now, but sometimes I don't know the date. So what is today's date?
Today's date?
Yeah.
August 31st.
Okay, so almost September. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, we're approaching our anniversary in October, and we will have been married how many years?
We've been married 8 years. Is that right? I was so confident in that number. 9 years. 7.
We really should be doing a marriage podcast.
We should not be doing a marriage. No, it's 8, right? 2016. 7.
Do the math.
7.
7 years.
7 years. See, I was giving us one more.
We dated 7 years.
We dated 7 years.
And now we're coming up on our 7-year wedding anniversary. So this will actually be 14 years.
14 years together.
That we've been together as a couple.
That's
pretty
crazy.
Cool.
Very crazy. So, but yep. So that's been our journey thus far. We'll see what's happening next. And so, but we're super excited to do this podcast journey. We love this format. We love telling stories about each other and talking to one another. Hopefully talking to some of you. And so we invite you to kind of follow along on the journey. We'll talk about marriage.
Join us.
We'll talk about relationships, parenting, all that kind of stuff. And so
business, all the things.
Yeah. If nothing else, be fun. If you get nothing out of it, then hey.
Don't come back.
No, please come back. But hey, leave us a review, share us on social media, text us, write a message, just say hello, and we'll be happy to reach back out.
See you next time.
And so, see you next time. Appreciate it. This podcast was brought to you by Cunningham Creative, your mobile podcast solution, helping you reach your audience quicker and easier. So if you'd like to find out more about Cunningham Creative, please go to cunninghamcreative.online and find out more about us.